The silent strategists. How lions thrive in dense habitats. Silence comes first. Not the peaceful kind, but the heavy, expectant silence that settles just before something violent unfolds. Somewhere, deep within dense cover, muscles tense and breath slows. Nothing moves, yet everything is watching. This is how lions operate when the world closes in around them. Not on the open plains people imagine. Not in postcard savannas with endless horizons, but in tight, suffocating terrain where visibility is limited, escape routes are few, and a single mistake can mean death. In places where vegetation presses in from every side, where sound travels farther than sight, and where power is measured not by speed, but by control. Here, the lion does not roar often. It listens. To understand how lions operate in this kind of environment, you have to strip away the myths. Forget the image of reckless dominance. Forget the idea that size alone rules the land. In dense habitats, strength without discipline gets you killed. Survival belongs to those who know when to wait, when to move, and when to disappear entirely. This is not a story about brute force. It is a story about restraint. The setting is unforgiving. Thick grasses, thorny shrubs, low trees that twist and tangle into natural walls. Light filters through, in broken patterns, creating shadows that constantly shift. At ground level, visibility can drop to just a few meters. A predator may be dangerously close and still completely invisible. For prey, this environment is a maze of threats. For lions, it is both an advantage and a liability. Ambush is easier here, but coordination is harder. Every movement risks noise. Every step risks revealing intent. The stakes are high because failure is expensive. Lions do not eat every day. A missed opportunity means wasted energy. A poorly timed charge can lead to injury. And in this terrain, injury is often a death sentence. The land shapes behavior. In dense environments, lions adjust everything. Their movement patterns change. Their hunting formations compress. Their patience increases. They spend more time stationary than moving, blending into cover, becoming part of the environment itself. Days are long. Hunger is constant. Within the pride, hierarchy becomes sharper, not louder, sharper. The dominant male does not lead every hunt. In fact, in these conditions, he is often absent from them. His size makes stealth difficult. His mane catches on branches. His role is protection, not pursuit. He patrols boundaries, marks territory, and deters rivals who might exploit the vulnerability of thick cover. The real operators are the lionesses. They are smaller, quieter, and better adapted for close-range engagement. In dense terrain, teamwork is everything. A single lioness hunting alone risks detection too early. Together, they create angles, pressure, and confusion. But cooperation is not emotional. It is calculated. Each lioness knows her position within the group. Age, experience, and physical condition determine roles. Younger lionesses often push prey unknowingly. Older, more experienced ones anticipate escape routes. The hunt is not a chase. It is a narrowing. Prey animals here do not bolt immediately. They freeze. They listen. Many rely on stillness, hoping danger passes. Lions understand this. They exploit hesitation. The approach is slow, painfully slow, bellies low to the ground, heads level, tails still. Every step placed deliberately to avoid snapping twigs or brushing leaves. Breathing is controlled. Heart rates drop. Time stretches. This is where mistakes begin to matter. A lioness misjudges distance. A shift in the wind carries her scent forward. A bird alarms. A sudden movement in the undergrowth breaks the illusion of safety. And when that happens, everything changes. Prey explodes into motion. The quiet forest erupts with sound. Hooves tear at soil. Branches snap. The opportunity is collapsing. In open land, lions might chase. Here, they rarely do. Pursuit through dense cover is chaotic and dangerous. Visibility vanishes, collisions happen. Prey can vanish around obstacles in seconds. Instead, lions commit only when success is likely. When they do move, it is fast and decisive. A burst of power, not a prolonged run. A well-placed leap. A grip that ends resistance quickly. But many hunts fail. And failure creates tension inside the pride. Hunger sharpens tempers. Low-ranking individuals are pushed aside at kills. Cubs are fed last. The dominant female enforces order, not with constant aggression, but with presence. A stare is often enough. Yet, pressure builds. Outside threats sense weakness. Rival males test borders more aggressively. Hyenas follow more closely. Leopards grow bolder. The forest does not forgive vulnerability. At some point, confrontation becomes inevitable. It may begin with a sound, a low, unfamiliar call drifting through cover, or the scent of another male carried on humid air. The dominant male reacts instantly. His body language shifts, ears forward, muscles engaged. He does not rush, he listens first. In dense terrain, charging blindly is suicide. Instead, he moves deliberately, placing himself between threat and pride. His roar, when it comes, is not constant. It is timed, short, controlled. A warning, not a challenge. When rivals push closer, the encounter becomes psychological before it becomes physical. Size matters. Confidence matters more. If the rival hesitates, the conflict ends without contact. If he doesn't, violence is swift. There is no long fight. No display for dominance. Just explosive force, bites aimed to cripple, to end the threat quickly before it draws attention from other predators. Afterward, silence returns. But the cost lingers. Injury changes everything. A wounded male cannot patrol effectively. The pride senses it. So do outsiders. The balance of power begins to shift. Within the pride, lionesses adapt again. They tighten formation. They hunt closer to cover. They move cubs more frequently, hiding them deeper in vegetation to avoid detection. Survival becomes defensive. This is where lion psychology reveals itself most clearly. Lions are not reckless kings. They are risk managers. Every decision weighs energy against reward, danger against necessity. In dense environments, this calculation is relentless. They know when to withdraw, they know when to wait, and they know when the land itself has turned against them. Over time, patterns emerge. Lions favor specific paths through vegetation, narrow corridors where movement is predictable. They memorize escape routes, ambush points, and blind corners. The forest becomes mapped in their minds. Prey adapts too. It avoids certain areas. It changes feeding times. It learns to read silence as a warning. This creates a quiet arms race, not of speed, but of awareness. The lions that survive longest are not the strongest. They are the most attentive, the ones who notice subtle changes, the absence of insects, the wrong kind of quiet, the shift in wind. They are thinkers. As seasons change, resources tighten, water sources shrink, prey congregates around limited access points. These become battlegrounds. Lions wait nearby, often for hours, sometimes days, allowing hunger to force prey into vulnerability. Stillness becomes a weapon. Cubs observe all of this. They watch adults move without sound. They learn when to freeze, when to retreat, when to follow. Play becomes practice. Stalking games sharpen instincts. Mistakes are corrected early, sometimes harshly. There is no indulgence in survival training. Loss is common. Not all cubs make it. Illness, starvation, predation. The pride does not mourn loudly. It cannot afford to. Yet, bonds remain strong. When a kill is made, feeding order is strict. But afterward, bodies press together. Grooming happens. Physical contact reinforces unity. In dense terrain, cohesion is protection. As time passes, the pride's reputation spreads invisibly. Prey learns where danger lives. Rivals remember borders they failed to cross. The lions do not need to announce dominance constantly. The land carries the message. Eventually, the environment may change. Vegetation thins, fires open space, or human activity disrupts balance. Lions adjust again, or they move. Those that cannot adapt disappear. This is the truth behind how lions operate in confined, complex landscapes. Not as roaring symbols, but as silent strategists. Creatures shaped by pressure, patience, and precision. They survive not by overwhelming the environment, but by becoming part of it. And when the forest goes quiet again, when nothing seems to move, that is when they are most dangerous. Because somewhere in that silence, a lion is already watching. And it is waiting,